How does this complicate India's development process?
Let me give you a simile. I mean, understanding India, not just the policies, even the politics, even the societal concerns, anxieties, and aspiration. It's like peeling the onion. You have one layer, and that's the truth. And then you keep on peeling it, and you find layers beneath the layers. And that is India. And that is why understanding India and analyzing it always should be a matter of a holistic frame in the final analysis, not a singular take. So, as you said, that we do see economically, we have the 20% of Indians, who are accounting for 80% of the consumptions, and therefore, be it FMCG, be it durables, they are the ones who are bringing the or contributing to the development push. Then you have the remaining. Now, that remaining 80%, we have multiple layers. What are the layers? One, if you go to the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, you do find that there are politics and policies catering to the aspiration, which I call as the aspirational class, who are trying to catch up, be it about the self-startups, be it about taking advantage of multiplicity of economic avenues. And there are people who are being subsumed by deep anxieties that may be primarily into the countrysides, the ones who do not have enough land or capital, and who are just living on the subsistence level. But even there, compared to what it used to be a decade before, we are not hearing the instances of hunger deaths. We are not hearing the instances of collective distress. We remember 20 years back, we have been reading about the books on best-selling books on droughts, hunger deaths, etc. And that used to define the landscape or the agrarian and the rural landscape of India. That phase effectively is over. Be it Odisha, be it the states who are lagging behind, this is what. But nevertheless, we can divide this 80% of population socially into caste communities, especially into the tier 2, tier 3 cities and the rural landscape, also in terms of the states. And you can divide India, suppose we start with the regions, states, into low aspirational states, wherein the people's aspirational index is low. And then you have states which are high aspirational index. It's not about government's contribution or the state's economic status. It is the aspiration of the people within that state. Let me give you an example. If you go to states like Bihar, Odisha, Bengal, and central state Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, even Jharkhand, etc., you will find, and I am talking just about the north, I mean north in the sense which is not south. It can have from north to east. The aspirational index of the people is low. What they expect from the politicians, from the government, from the policy makers, you will find that the very quest or the desperation that you see in many other states would be significantly low. And that is why the satisfaction will always be more even if little bit is delivered. So compared in Bihar, compared to Lalu Prasad Yadav's 15 years reign, Nitish Kumar reign is considered good. Why? Because a failure student, if he or she is a reference, then someone who is passing with the third division will always be considered meritorious. That's Nitish Kumar compared to Lalu Prasad Yadav. Similarly, you see Jharkhand with so much, expectation and everything. The state was carved out. It is a mineral-rich state. But today you see what is happening. Similarly, the same story goes for many of the states. But even in north, you go to Himachal Pradesh. And it's a small state. But the kind of expectation the electorates and the people in Himachal Pradesh would be having from the MLAs and MP, it would be like they are expecting their MLAs and even the minister to work as municipal councillors. A drain, if it's not made and into the difficult hilly terrain in front of their house would be enough not to vote to that politician. Having a better school from primary, middle to high, basic health facilities, their upgradation, these are the issues that become the determinant in a state like Himachal Pradesh, not in Uttarakhand. And that is why you say in Himachal Pradesh every 5 years, you see the circulation of power, from one party to other party. Rajasthan also I have seen in the last 10-15 years that aspirational index is rising, and that is why you find when people account a government for their works, you see that the politicians do not have a long durée the way you see in Bengal, Bihar, etc. This is what. Already we know, and this is stating the obvious, the western and the southern states have the high aspirational index.